There's nothing really impressive about this. That's where true mastery lies, using something so simple and making it sound impressive. Hey music friends, this is Davi Vasc, I'm a music composer for games, and today we have a request from Patreon, and it's a track that I've seen being suggested even outside of Patreon here and there in the channel, and it's Apocalypsis Noctis from Final Fantasy 15. And I haven't played Final Fantasy 15, I have never heard the soundtrack, but Yoko Shimomura, the composer, is one of my favorites of all time, so I'm excited. Let's go! Pretty heavy, right from the start. Oh, the piano. Sounds very adventurous. So, from what I understand, this is a boss theme, right? And it shows it's very impactful and very heavy. There's even, I don't know if you guys will be able to hear it very clearly because it's not very pronounced, but there's even guitars here in this first impact. Right? It feels very heavy. And the harmony here is so simple but so effective. This is what it's doing. Did you hear all these happy chords that she used here? It's a very adventurous and heroic sequence. It feels exciting, right? And it feels tense at the same time. It feels like there's high stakes and it's an adventure. You feel like a hero. And it's also a very simple sequence. There's nothing really impressive about this in the sense of complexity. It's a very well-known sequence. And, you know, that's what I admired the most about these kind of old school game composer guys, or girl here in this case, like guys like Nobuo Uematsu, the old school Final Fantasy composer, guys like Yasunori Mitsu, the old school Square guy, and Yoko Shimomura as well. Me and my friends, me and my peers, we're always trying to figure out, you know, the most incredible and creative chord sequences, and then comes someone very experienced, a legendary composer like Yoko Shimomura, and uses something as simple as this, as well-known and unimpressive as this. And I think that's where true mastery lies, you know, using something so simple and banal and making it sound impressive. When you listen to this track, it feels impressive, right? It feels intimidating and it moves you, but at the same time it's something very simple that she's using. So I think, again, that's where true mastery lies, using something so simple and making it sound impressive. And then this next part here, there's a little decrease in intensity and it's still very heroic. And it's funny. A few of you will probably have noticed this already, but it's funny how similar it sounds to the Skyrim, the Elder Scrolls Skyrim theme. And again, Yoko Shimomura is a legendary game composer, one of the best game composers of all time, so I don't believe she has any reason to pay homage to Skyrim intentionally. I think it's just a coincidence, but it's funny to notice how similar it sounds. The choirs are about to come in. So exciting, so adventurous. She is able to blend very well. Oh my god. The piano together with the orchestra, she's able to blend it so well. So, two signature Yoko Shimomura things in this part here. So, it's a quieter part, and the piano is back, and also the oboe. And Yoko Shimomura is so good at using these two instruments. I would say these are two of her strongest instruments, the oboe and the piano. Piano, she's a pianist, a fantastic pianist, so she's very good at blending the piano in the orchestral ensemble and creating these very intense but still very emotional and slow parts like this. And the oboe, of course, she is very good at creating very melodic and emotional oboe parts. And there's a really cool phrase in the bass here, and by bass I don't mean, someone asked me about this the other day, but when I say bass I don't mean bass guitar. We call in an orchestra, or in any ensemble really, the lower pitched parts of the ensemble, we call them the bass, regardless if it's like a cello or a bass guitar or wherever. The lower part is called the bass. And it's not just the melodies and the chords that they're playing that make the song. Oftentimes we don't even notice the bass, but the stuff that the bass is playing is also very important and contributes a lot to the sensations of the song that you're listening to. And there's a very cool phrase in the bass here that caught my attention. Here it comes. So good, so exciting. And listen to the melodies on the piano and the strings. So emotional. Oh man. It's getting more intense. Okay, I found something really cool here in this part, and I almost didn't notice it. I almost missed it. That's why you have to pay a lot of attention to the bass, because it's very easy to miss stuff there, and there's often a lot of cool stuff going on there in the bass. So I'm not gonna show you the chords in this part because they're very simple and very similar to what we saw in the beginning of the track. It's very adventurous and heroic stuff, a lot of happy chords, right? And this relates to what I talked at the beginning about these masters, these legendary guys and girls being so self-confident, being so comfortable in their own skills that they are able to take very elementary, very primary tools like this, like these simple chords, and they're able to create something masterful because they are masters. It doesn't matter if the tools that they're using are very primary, very simple. They're going to create something masterful. And one of the ways she's able to spice up these simple chords is by using a cool bass line. So the normal bass line for this part is this. Right? Very, very exciting, but also very basic. But pay attention to what she does the second time she repeats this part. It changes the bass line. Check it out. Okay, first time. Simple. Check this out. So exciting, right? It's building up. This video was a Patreon suggestion from Abigail. Hooray, Abigail! If you have a suggestion for me, get on Patreon, help support the channel, and share the music from the games that you love with me so I can share it with the world. After all, this channel is about sharing the music from the games that we love with each other. And remember, whenever you're ready to spread your wings and go on a music journey again, I'll see you there.